So obviously businesses are suffering. So how can businesses recover quickly? And one of the main key factors that was mentioned here in this article in Business World Online, it was stated that the healthcare system is critical to the survival and growth of any businesses here. So let's see here. Obviously, the pandemic has prompted companies to prioritize investment in the healthcare sectors. Obviously, to protect, the business itself. It's important not just to generate revenue, capitalize on your consumers, on your market, but what if your resources, human resources, are affected with the pandemic? And this is something that's not just going to happen once in a blue moon, and it may occur more often, right? So, question is, how does one learn? According to the chairman or CEO of Ayala Corp, Jaime Augusto Zubel de Ayala, stated that how does one learn from this crisis, and thinking that one area that we must all focus is reinforcing our healthcare system. Now, obviously, the pandemic has shown how vulnerable we are as a nation and as a business, right? We just can't just simply focus on generating more revenue, but obviously the revenue is primary goal. But at the end of the day, if people get sick, no one buys your product, there's no human capital, or there's no employees to help you generate those revenues, whether in terms of sales, manufacturing, finance, and all of those stuff. So you have to protect the interest, not just the company, but everyone's interest as well. And it was stated here that there should be a renewed focus on the healthcare platforms. Now, obviously, this should involve both the government sector as well as the private sector. Now, obviously, the government's role is to protect everyone, right? Ensure that if a crisis like this were to ever occur again, which can in the next few years, is what's our learning experience, rather than being stuck for lockdown for several weeks or even months. Maybe we can reduce the time frame to just maybe to a month, even to a week, if that's possible. And obviously, it's not just the government sector has to be prepared, but also the private sector, whether in companies, in industrial, whether in the financial district, and so forth, right? And obviously, Ayala has invested heavily, even 5 years ago, to form the Ayala Healthcare Holding. So obviously, this is a way to protect your consumer, not just the consumer, but as well as your employees here. And I think that's tremendous here to help businesses recover faster, and that's the key point here. It's not just because you're spending to help your business, but helping your business grow and recover faster here. And obviously, partnering with the public and the private sectors will be tremendous, right? This should push companies to increase the coordination with groups outside of its own. So meaning coordinating with the health department and so forth, even LGUs at that, so that it's a community, a big community at that. And as mentioned here by Mr. Sobel, solutions cannot be found by one entity by itself alone. So the pandemic will not be the last thing that we have to tackle as a community, and there will be going to be as many more issues where we will not only have to coordinate as a country, but coordinate with other countries as well. And I think this is the reality. It's not as if once the crisis have passed, we can move on with our lives and forget about what happened in 2020. This should be part of your business strategy already. And if you take it for granted, you can just remember the experience that you went through the whole year round here. And obviously, like companies that left in China at the start of the pandemic, if they're trying to find other countries to establish their business, it's an opportunity that we should have taken advantage. But obviously, that was not the case, because we were not chosen as a viable option whether to expand or to relocate as a nation here. But obviously, it's a work in progress that I think we have, as Mr. Zobel noted, we have more than capable individuals, not just in the medical field, but in other fields as well. But the question here is, how do we help those individuals succeed? And not just the individuals, but as well as the businesses as well. And obviously, the government support is critical here. At the end of the day, how the country goes, can only go so much without the support of our lawmakers here.